So what I'd like to talk to you a bit about now is about our XML processor. An XML processor is a really wonderful tool for integrating inbound emails or external data files with TSM to do something with. So a typical example of an XML processor would be, and we implement that in our office here, that any emails that are emailed to support@theservicemanager.com are read by the XML processor, and then if it's the first time we receive that email, a new job is created in TSM automatically, or if it's for an existing job, that job is updated with the details of that inbound email request. So that's called the XML processor. It can do it via emails, or it can do it by reading files in a directory on the disk. So if I give you an example of it in action, if I create a new email to support at theservicemanager.com, it's a test request from David, and if I go and send that off, that's gone into support, which is fine. And this is our XML processor waiting to process. It does it automatically. I've just got it paused at the moment, so if I press load, it'll find one inbound email, my test request from David, you can see down there, and it's processing that, doing whatever it has to do. It's finished. I can exit out of that now. And if we go over to our TSM 7, which is in here, and I go, and notice it sent me back a confirmation email. Hello, it's automatic notification informing me that your inquiry has been received and assigned case 4862. Request is important, and so on and so forth. So it's given me a case number 4862. And if I go and refresh the job list here, then you'll see that it now has case 4862 in there, and I can go and look at case 4862 and see that an email has come in from unknown customer, and obviously we then look at the details. It doesn't know who I am in the system at the moment, and I would go and then work out who it was and assign it to the right person. And if I go look in my mailbox over here, I can see there is the email that was sent to me. Yeah. So let me just explain conceptually what's happening in the XML processor. So what this processor is doing is that it's monitoring an email mailbox, and when it monitors that email mailbox, of course I can't get to it. Let me just go and rejig my screen, so because of the resolution it makes it very hard. Just get rid of this toolbar. Okay, so what is it actually doing? Well, first thing it's doing is it's monitoring this email mailbox for inbound email. So we set a mailbox aside specifically just for the XML processor. In this case, it's support@theservicemanager.com. And for every email that it finds, when we load it in, it'll read that email. It is going to parse the email. What does that mean? Well, okay, an email's come in. How do you understand the email? What is the email? Okay, so you need to somehow work out who it's from, and you can do that by looking up the email address or the domain of the email address in your TSM system to work out who the customer is. You need to do something with the body of that email, and so on. You may need to process something based on the subject line of that email, and do various logics and so on. So that email body needs to be parsed, and various business rules that are specific to your company need to be applied to that email to work out what to do with that email. What am I going to do with it? I could throw it away. Could be junk, work out it's junk. I could go and create a new job for it. I could maybe do some lookup to see if the job already exists, and if it does, I could then go and update the job that's already there. I could send emails off to people. I could do whatever I want, whatever's relevant to do, with the data. I could take the body, and there might be all sorts of data embedded in the body, and I need to then parse that and extract that out to various fields that are going to go into the job card or whatever we have to do with that data. So what we do is we create a process, which is a script called whatever. In this case, it's called XML_TSM support. That gets run against each email as it comes in, and it does the hard work. So it's a custom thing that we write for each company that parses the emails. And then it will go and do something, in which case this script goes and actually updates existing jobs or creates new jobs. Where would we use this? Okay, in our example, emails coming to support the service manager get automatically created into jobs. But we have another client who services the council, Randwick Council. And Randwick Council send jobs out to go and repair their street furniture and their lampposts and whatever in a particular format that we have no control over. Okay, this is how they send their jobs out, by email. And so we wrote a custom parsing routine to parse the data out of their email to work out who it was, work out the details of the job, what went into each field, and then we went and created jobs from those particular emails that came in. And you may have emails from various different sources. You may have some emails from one customer, from a different customer, from another customer, sending you jobs left, right, and center. And so you have to write various different parsing algorithms depending on the source of the email, because the bodies and the content may be completely different from Randwick Council as it might be from somebody else, a different council or whoever it might be. So you've got to build those business rules into the product in order to work out how to parse it. But it gives you a really powerful way of processing inbound emails into data or actions or whatever within TSM itself. The other thing we can also do is we can poll a directory here, and that's very useful if we want to integrate with external systems that don't send by email. For example, we have one client that has SAP, and what they do is, over the SAP side, if they want to send jobs out to us, they go and do whatever they do, and they drop text files into a directory, and we keep polling the directory, and every time we find a file, we open up that file, and we then do the custom parsing on that file to do whatever it needs to do to create a job, and then delete the file out of the polling directory that we finished with.
Does it need to be on that site?
It needs to be somewhere where we can map to it.
Map to it, right?
Okay, wherever that is.
And this XML underscore TSM support, what language is this written?
It's in FoxPro.
Okay.
It's a FoxPro script, but that could be a stub script, which then goes and calls a web service, calls a whatever you want to call.
That's right.
Okay, could be whatever you want it to be. We also have the ability to email new jobs out. So you notice when I did my demo, my example, an email came through to me. We can tick that, and this is the template that it would use to email the job out to me with mail merge of fields and stuff like that.
Very good.
So that's the XML processor. It's really powerful and it's really nice. It's not for everybody, but it could be the difference between you getting a deal and losing a deal, because we have something like this, so you should be aware of it.